when Saba started to tell the people around her about Mahtab's life in America. Most of the people that raise her are old village women, and this is a very much older village woman and her husband, who have, spent their whole life in the village. And their names are Khanum and Agha Mansouri, which means Mr. and Mrs. Mansouri. Having Khanum Mansouri and her husband over to the house is like having no guests at all. Sawa calls Khanum Mansouri the ancient one, not only because she is 20 years older than the other caregivers in her life, but because she is always either dozing or talking to herself. She requires no company, no hostessing, no effort. When her husband accompanies her on a visit, Saba and her father feel no obligation to remain in the room. The old couple will talk to each other for a while, eat something, drink tea, and eventually one of them will notice something off. A pillow in a color she doesn't like, or the telephone, or a picture of Saba's mother in the corner. And they will realize that this is someone else's house and leave. Agha Mansouri likes to make a show of caring for his wife, and Saba knows that in order to avoid insulting the old man, she must bring out a tray of apples and cucumbers and place them in front of him, never his wife. He will then take 20 minutes to scrape out the insides of the fruits into a bowl and serve them to her himself. Saba wonders if he has always done this, or if it's his way of feeling useful in his later years. Because when the women gather alone, his wife seems perfectly capable of eating solid apple slices with her healthy back teeth. Today, the couple has stayed longer than usual, and Saba has decided to watch a video instead of listening to their discussion about whether the big rainstorm that destroyed their first house happened in the 4th or 6th year of their marriage. She sits on the floor of the living room and switches on the television and VCR. She chooses a tape containing random episodes of a number of popular American television shows she has asked the Tehrani to record for her. The sound is a little scratchy, the dialogue hard to understand, but aside from a few lines of impossible American slang, it's decipherable for someone with Saba's excellent English. A few seconds into the first sitcom, the music catches the couple's attention. First, Khanum Mansouri nudges her husband, and then he too is captivated. "What in God's name are they doing there?" he shouts. It's the opening credits of an American show called Family Ties. "Why are they all hugging there?" Agha Mansouri asks. Then when he sees TV husband Agha Keaton kissing Khanum Keaton, his eyes grow wide. "Why, did you see that, Khanum?" "It's an American show," Saba says, amused. "Do you want me to explain it?" The old man waves for her to be quiet as the first scene opens. He moves closer to the television, as if he can understand the fast-paced, crackling English words. In the show, Khanum Keaton hangs up the telephone, and Agha Keaton scolds her. "Eh, vai," says Agha Mansouri, mesmerized. "Look at that, they're fighting now." Khanum Mansouri chuckles, probably at the urgency in his tone. "They're not fighting," says Saba. "He's only saying..." "Hush, Sabajan," says Agha Mansouri, and then he throws his hands up in the air. "Vai, look at what they're showing there. No shame." Khanum Keaton sits on her husband's lap, kisses his lips, his neck, and murmurs soothing words. Agha Mansouri slaps the top of one hand with the other. God help us. Saba has seen this episode twice already. It's yet another one in which Alex P. Keaton tells his laid-back American parents that he must go to Princeton. What is this Princeton? Saba mused the last time. Because as far as she knew, only one college was worth mentioning in America, and that college was called Harvard. Sort of like Tehran University, a core academic hub surrounded by village institutions.